Tonight, a Marine in custody. We've got the details coming up. Also, a former MP apologizes. We'll tell you why. And later, 8 Bahamians arrested for alleged human smuggling. Eyewitness News starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Janae Noel. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping news tonight, an interception at sea landing a Bahamian Marine and 2 Jamaican nationals in U.S. custody. Authorities say late on the night of August 30th, precisely around 10:07, U.S. law enforcement in Palm Beach County intercepting a vessel just 3 nautical miles off of Boynton Beach Inlet. At the controls, a Bahamian identified as 36-year-old Kareem Maynard, a serving Marine with the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. Alongside him, 2 Jamaican men. According to investigators, they were likely trying to make an illegal entry into the U.S. Federal agents believe this was more than just a single incident, saying the move has markings of a possible human smuggling operation. Tonight, all 3 remain in U.S. custody. Federal prosecutors are now determining what charges will be filed, as questions now swirl about how a Bahamian Marine found himself at the center of a possible international smuggling probe. It's a story we are continuing to follow tonight. Meantime, after the murder of alleged gang leader Duran Monster Neely, authorities providing little details on what occurred on the night of August 25th through Munnings Road off of Gladstone Road. During a press briefing earlier this week, authorities were unable to determine if perpetrators were on foot or on vehicle, exactly how many gunmen there were, and other preliminary details. The Minister of National Security, Wayne Monroe, was questioned on the additional details surrounding this incident.
It wasn't at an area that was densely populated for people to give eyewitness accounts to the police. I have some idea of where it's said to have taken place. I don't know that there are any numbers of CCTV cameras in that area. The police have many resources that they use to investigate. They will investigate. When they feel that they have information to charge someone, they will charge somebody. If they check the 2 sources of our CCTV cameras and they report this is what we saw, then they can assist you with that information if they think it doesn't prejudice their investigation. But there will be some instances in which there will be no eyewitness accounts. There may be some instances where there are no CCTV cameras in that same area.
Monroe making it clear that investigators will do what they can to continue putting the pieces of the puzzle together to bring those responsible for this killing to justice.
But there may be CCTV cameras that capture the car moving away from this circumstance, and then we can follow the car. So you have to exercise faith that the police will advise the public to the extent that it does not prejudice their investigation and that it does not prejudice a fair trial with information that the public needs.
Well, a group of Bahamian men now in United States custody after a group of vessels were reportedly caught attempting to transport narcotics and humans. U.S. authorities say suspects should expect to face the full brunt of the law. Our Linton Ritchie Jr. joining me live in studio tonight with the details. Linton?
Good evening, Janea. An illegal operation busted as U.S. officials say a group of Bahamian men are believed to be the masterminds behind the tons of cocaine and undocumented humans dispersed across a number of vessels. Authorities in Florida say they kept watch and went in on the operation right in time.
Large amount of cocaine and some undocumented immigrants. Working with our partners, we set up an operation over the weekend, and all came about.
A massive multi-agency drug and human smuggling bust off the coast of Fort Pierce, Florida, has resulted in the seizure of 168 kilograms of cocaine and 3 vessels, including a 42-foot Contender, a 36-foot Grady White, and a 33-foot Intermarine. On board, authorities say were 30 Chinese nationals and 5 Bahamian men. The Bahamians have been identified as 19-year-old Jeremiah Russell, 23-year-old Malik Ethon Delonsi, 25-year-old Darren Sayers, 43-year-old Pharaoh Cooper, and 52-year-old Yvonne Curry. According to the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office, the men allegedly rented a Airbnb in Fort Pierce as part of a plan to travel to the Bahamas, where they would retrieve narcotics and smuggle undocumented individuals back into the United States.
Since that time, since President Trump's gotten into office, the southern border obviously has been shut down. So people are going to find other ways, like water. People finding the path of least resistance.
Sheriff Richard Del Toro says the operation appears to be part of a drug trafficking network. He added that human smuggling routes have shifted since former President Donald Trump's immigration crackdown, pushing migrants to seek entry through countries where laws are weaker.
The Bahamas has really relaxed a lot of their immigration, and so people are going there as kind of a launching point to get here to the United States.
Now, Janaea, U.S. authorities say they remain headstrong in ensuring their waters do not become a gateway for criminal enterprises, and they won't tolerate perpetrators using their shores as a pathway. As for what happens next for the Bahamian individuals, we will be standing by and continue to follow this story. For now, I'm Linton Ritchie Jr. reporting live in studio, sending it back to you at the desk, Janaea.
Thanks so much, Linton. Meantime, deportation operations continuing on Friday with the removal of a Dominican male who was repatriated to Santo Domingo at 9:21 this morning. That was followed by the deportation of 9 Haitian nationals who were flown to Cape Haitian, Haiti at 11 a.m. Meantime, immigration officials confirming that between August 22nd and September 3rd of this year, a total of 49 foreign nationals were deported from New Providence to their respective countries. That group including 42 Haitians, 5 Jamaicans, 1 Cuban, and 1 Dominican national. In other news tonight, what will be the United States' next course of action now that the government has put its foot down on what critics are calling a major immigration policy shift? The debate swirling amid concerns that it is being fueled by what others say is a misunderstanding. Our Jose Etienne takes it from here.
The U.S. Department of State's decision to designate Nassau's embassy as the processing point for immigrant visa services for Haitians coming out of Haiti has ignited a firestorm of criticism, with questions being raised about whether the country's sovereignty has been compromised. But the Davis administration moved quickly to quell the uproar, making it clear that Haitian nationals will not be allowed entry into the Bahamas for that purpose. Immigration consultant Louis Georges has also weighed in, posting to social media to push back against what he's calling misinformation that's driving the debate. He says the United States decision only impacts immigrant visa applicant individuals legally seeking permanent residency in the U.S. and not non-immigrant visa holders who would have reason to visit or reside in the Bahamas. The U.S. government's website outlines that distinction clearly, but still, major questions remain. If the Bahamas says no, how will the U.S. proceed with immigrant visa applications from Haiti? Government officials declining to comment beyond their press statement, and calls to the U.S. Embassy for clarification went unanswered. Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
Meantime, police are investigating an armed robbery that took place on the evening of Thursday, September 4th at a local business on Winder Terrace. According to initial reports, just before 10 p.m., an unidentified male entered the establishment, confronted an employee, and pulled a firearm. Allegedly, he then made off with an undisclosed amount of cash from the register. The suspect fleeing the scene in an unknown direction. He was last seen wearing a black hoodie and black jeans. Authorities urging anyone tonight with information that may assist in this investigation to contact police at 502-9991 as investigations continue. Still talking news from the crime beat tonight, a terrifying break-in in the early hours Thursday, leaving a Coconut Grove resident shaken. As police launch a full-scale investigation into that crime, they say it was just after 1 a.m. when a woman was jolted awake, only to find a strange man standing in her bedroom. According to police, the intruder attacked her, but in a courageous act of resistance, she reportedly fought back, forcing the suspect to flee. Before making his escape, he reportedly stole several electronic devices. He was last seen wearing a black hoodie and ginger-colored pants. Tonight, police are asking anyone who may have seen or heard anything, no matter how small, to come forward. 502-9991. Well, a 31-year-old man Eddie Lexington pleaded guilty to multiple charges during his arraignment before senior magistrate Anishka Isaacs. The court was told that Lexington presented a fake voter's card and a bogus driver's license to a manager at the National Insurance Board back on May 20th. The Bacardi Road resident was charged with 2 counts of possession of forged documents and 1 count of uttering a forged document. He's been sentenced to 8 months for the fake license, 1 year for the fraudulent voter's card, and another year for lying to the NIB official. However, the sentences will run concurrently. Meantime, Lexington will serve a total of 1 year in prison. Once completing that sentence, he'll be turned over to the Department of Immigration for deportation. Still talking news from the courts tonight, a 42-year-old woman has been ordered to attend drug counseling after pleading guilty to exposing herself at Goodman's Bay Beach and acting aggressively toward a police officer. Prosecutors say Idina Moss exposed her breast near children while behaving disorderly back on August 23rd. When approached by a police officer, Moss reportedly responded with hostility, stating that she had recently pierced her nipples and refused to cover them. She was charged with committing a grossly indecent act and disorderly behavior. The matter was heard before Senior Magistrate Raquel Wims. She pleaded guilty and expressed remorse, telling the court that she was under the influence at the time of the incident. She was granted a conditional discharge, placed on 6 months probation, during which she's required to undergo drug counseling. Failure to comply will result in 1 month prison time. Moss is expected to return to court on January 19th of next year for a follow-up report. The case has been prosecuted by Sergeant Wilkinson. Well, misogynistic and belittling, that's how comments directed toward a sitting senator and Free National Movement candidate are being described tonight. In this report, our Devontae Hanna is speaking with a veteran politician who is opting to apologize for his comments. Here's that story.
I could apologize to her for if she, get offended. I have daughters that's older than her. Yasmin and Leslie. Older than her, so I accept. Plus, she have children, so I accept that. I don't have a problem at all. I'm sorry, my dear.
An apology from veteran politician Leslie Miller after referring to Senator Michael Barnett Ellis as a little girl. Comments he gave to a local daily making reference to the sitting senator's bid in the Killarney seat, currently being held by former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis, who he believes should not be disrespected.
She went to the headquarters on her team, said that they would like to rent the headquarters. I'm just saying, it's a nervy little girl. That's what I said reference to, saying that, the age gap between her and Dr. Minnis, who's been there 15 years, for them to go to the headquarters and say, we want to rent the building. I mean, he's in there already.
But Barnett Ellis took great offense to Miller's comments, calling them misogynistic and belittling.
For a former cabinet minister to belittle me in this way is not only disrespectful to me, it is disrespectful to every Bahamian woman who has worked hard, earned her place, and stepped forward to serve.
Barnett Ellis is a noted attorney with 2 decades of experience. She was appointed to the Senate in 2022. There, she fought for social injustices, especially gender discrimination. It's a fight she commits to continue.
This moment is proof of why the fight for respect and equality in politics must continue. And this is exactly why I'm running to represent Killarney.
This all happening days after House Speaker Patricia DeVoe revealed her greatest barrier as leader of the lower chamber was men finding issue with her leadership.
And males do not like women to take control. And so that has been something that I have been battling from day one.
Tonight, Barnett Ellis is demanding change.
And it is exactly this type of tired, small-minded thinking that has held the Bahamas back for far too long.
Over the years, there have been calls for more women to be elected into Parliament. The most recent from women's rights activist Podesta Moore, who believed at least 40% of candidates should be women. So far, a third of the FNM's 24 candidates are females, with a promise for more from party leadership. And while the PLP has not named any candidates, 21% of its elected members of parliament from the 2021 election are women. Devontae Hanna, Eyewitness News.
Meanwhile, the F&M's Women's Association President Laverne Bowe condemning former Cabinet Minister Leslie Miller's comments toward Senator Barnett Ellis in a press release issued moments before news time. The association president is arguing tonight that Miller's comments are egregious and a blatant example of misogyny and insult to every woman in the country who works hard, earns her place, and steps forward to lead. This, as the statement went on to further tout the F&M selection of younger candidates, including both men and women, as the party soon completes its slate ahead of the next general election. Well, as you heard, the future of Killarney is in the spotlight after Senator Barnett Ellis was ratified as the Free National Movement's candidate for the seat once held by former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis. Senior PLP politician Leslie Miller sparking debate by suggesting the PLP should step aside to give Dr. Minnis a better chance. In his remarks, Miller also referred to the F&M's candidate as a little girl. Eyewitness News turning to social media, posing the question, should the PLP opt out of running a candidate in Killarney? 20% of participants voting yes, step aside for Dr. Minnis, 74% voting no, they should contest the seat, and 6% voting only if it serves a larger political strategy. Still talking news from politics tonight, Fox Hills Member of Parliament Fred Mitchell making a compelling case as to why he says his constituents should ignore the Free National Movement's candidate for the area. This, as it seems, his rival from the official opposition, Dr. Nicholas Fox, has already begun campaigning as the next general election continues to draw near. While Mitchell claims most of what Dr. Fox has his campaign based on won't move the needle in his hopes to be elected.
You got a candidate who just discovered that he was from Fox Hill, although by all accounts, like the rest of us, he's born in a hospital, who surrounds himself with campaign workers who've all been assisted in one way or another by me. I can tell the stories if they want me to, but continue to exhort hatred for God only knows what reason. There's no need for an F&M clinic in Fox Hill because there's a free clinic in Fox Hill already, open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., with diabetes and blood pressure checks, HIV checks, with services for seniors, with community nursing visitations. There's also a family clinic. Then there is a seniors association in Fox Hill already. This fellow wants to start another one. No need to do so. No one needs to go hungry in Fox Hill because Urban Renewal supplies food if you're hungry. Yet, the F&M's campaign is the PLP has done nothing in Fox Hill, but all those programs are supported by Fred Mitchell and the Progressive Liberal Party, and there are none so blind as their candidate and their party. They did nothing for Fox Hill. The pool went green during their time, and now they're coming again to fool people that they mean to do good for the people of Fox Hill. It's a crying shame they're trying this dumb trick again.
Now, the political climate is expected to heat up as Mitchell says he and his team will hit the grounds in his constituency.
During the next few days, PLP canvassers will be coming around. They will be properly identified. Please remember, if you have the purple card, you don't need to re-register unless you've transferred into the constituency, and you can accomplish the transfer by going to the Fox Hill Community Center between the hours of 9 to 4, Monday to Friday, and 5 to 8 in the evenings, Monday to Friday. I urge the people of Fox Hill to stay the course, to choose progress, stick with who you know. You don't need someone who's just discovered their identity and now comes singing a song. If I were a Fox Hillian, I would vote for Fred Mitchell, PLP, all the way.
Well, if you've got a news tip or if you've seen news in the making, call the Ion News hotline 397-6397. We also invite you to send your letters to the editor for publication on all of our social media platforms, Eyewitness News Bahamas at gmail.com. And if you're watching on our Facebook or YouTube page, share your thoughts about today's stories in the comments section. We want to hear from you. We're just getting started in Eyewitness News tonight, but when we come back, groundbreaking for a major, now controversial development on the island of Exuma. We've got that story coming up. And later tonight, a milestone for the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. They plan to host a cross-training exercise. We'll tell you all about it right after this break.
Vibes is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the vibes back. At BTC, we understand your vibes because we live it. That's why we are dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You are at the heart of everything we do. Our commitment is to keep your vibes flowing, no matter what.
The last eclipse of our galaxy. Scientists are gathered here today to witness this extraordinary event. Simply marvelous, extraordinary, unforgettable, one of a kind. Oh man, that's amazing.
You can't ignore the craving that makes everything crunch. The new crispy barbecue bacon sandwich with barbecue sauce, cheddar, bacon, crispy onions, and an extra large chicken fillet. KFC, it's finger licking good.
The Royal Bahamas Police Force is one of the most unique professions because it allows you to work in almost every field.
For the police, I fly the unmanned aerial vehicles.
Because I always had an interest in forensic science.
The most interesting area that I would have been exposed to would have been the fire prevention section. It's so much you can pursue.
I get to serve my community and my people every day.
Log on to our webpage. There's information about the recruitment process and all of our various departments.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madeira Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
This segment of Eyewitness News is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back. Here's a look at your Eyewitness News gas tracker. You're getting the cheapest tonight at Rubis, $5.48. Shell coming in at $5.49. Esso, $5.56. Welcome back. The Integra Group is celebrating what it says will be a transformative development for the Exuma Keys, breaking ground on Thursday on the Rosewood Exuma Resort. But while the government and investors are touting economic promise, critics argue the project threatens one of the country's most fragile environments. Our Delano Roker has the story tonight.
Amid celebration and controversy, the groundbreaking of the $200 million Rosewood Resort went ahead Thursday morning. Prime Minister Philip Davis attended, making his position clear, giving full backing to the development and touting its potential to reinvigorate Exuma's economy.
I made it a point to be here today because I want everyone to know. I want the world to know. I want the detractors to know that I, Brave Davis, support this venture.
But not everyone is cheering. The Save Exuma Alliance and other environmental groups have slammed the project, warning it will damage ecosystems, threaten marine life, and restrict public access to the Keys. An online petition against the development has already gained traction, signaling strong local opposition. In response, the Prime Minister insisted the government remains committed to balancing development with preservation.
But development must never come at the expense of what makes Exuma special. Our islands are fragile treasures. We have insisted that all major projects must respect our environment. On Sampson Key, a portion of the island will be reserved for eco-friendly initiatives. The architecture will reflect Rosewood's philosophy of a sense of place, integrating with the natural surroundings and celebrating the cultural character of Exuma. We must ensure our children and grandchildren will inherit islands that are just as beautiful tomorrow as they are today.
The Integra Group founder, Philippe McLean, sought to reassure the crowd, promising that the resort will lead with sustainability, featuring renewable energy, water conservation, waste reduction systems, and climate-smart designs.
This development reflects our continued confidence in the Bahamas, its people, and its culture. Our vision is to bring balanced economic growth that strengthens Exuma's standing as a premier global destination, while protecting the breathtaking natural beauty that makes these islands so extraordinary.
Meanwhile, Exuma MP and Tourism Minister Chester Cooper framed the resort as a game changer for local jobs and business opportunities.
When we speak of development, we don't just speak in terms of the numbers. We think of the economic impact, the lives that it will affect, the quality of lives of people who will be able to send their children to college and have a better way of life as a result of these developments.
Still, the debate remains sharp. Economic growth on one side, environmental preservation on the other. As construction moves forward, the question looms, can the Rosewood project deliver on its promises without compromising its environmental surroundings? Delana Roker, Eyewitness News.
Meantime, former MP Leslie Miller making it clear that he believes Prime Minister Philip Davis is poised to receive a second term after being elected. He says he made the comments not as a former Progressive Liberal Party member of Parliament, but someone who he says is well-versed in politics. The last time a government was re-elected for a second consecutive term was the Ingram administration of 1997. 27 years later, Miller contends it could be done again. He called Davis, quote, the saving grace of the PLP, claiming his public likability is up 4 years into his administration, and he says it's a good sign heading into the next election.
We hadn't have yet, in 30 years, a government's been elected 2 consecutive times. That's a hell of a hurdle to overcome. I think if one person has what it takes and has done, I think, a decent job in having another term would be Philip Brave Davis. I always tell him, and I tell people, they haven't started yet. You know, when people really tired of you, the hate comes in through the length and breadth of New Province and some of the family islands. There's not this deep-seated hate that they don't get rid of Philip Brave Davis. He's right now the saving grace for the Progressive Liberal Party. And I think he deserves another 5 years. But again, the people will decide that.
Well, Bahamas Power and Light holding a special memorial seminar in Abaco, bringing together staff, union representatives, and wellness professionals to reflect on the impact of Hurricane Dorian. The event aiming to support employees who experienced the catastrophic storm and to promote ongoing recovery and resilience. CEO Tony Seymour, opening the seminar with heartfelt remarks, sharing her own experience of the hurricane in Grand Bahama. She acknowledged the fear, loss, and uncertainty faced by the staff in Abaco and emphasized that reliving these memories can be a part of the healing process. The seminar also highlighting health and wellness, featuring sessions on mental health, mindfulness, and resilience led by BPL's health team, union leaders, and BPL's chaplain offering words of encouragement, while employees had the opportunity to also share their experiences and receive professional guidance. Well, Commodore of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, Floyd Moxey, revealing a team of Haitian Coast Guard officers will make their way to the Bahamas for local training in the coming months. Moxey making the revelation on Freedom March this week in a one-on-one interview with host Levon Miller. It comes as members of the Defense Force had to be thrusted into action to assist in combating civil and political unrest in Haiti. He says cross-training happens in countries all the time and says he believes the training would be beneficial for both parties.
Presently, we have 3 officers. Okay. And they are serving in at the headquarters level. One of them are serving in the role as human resource. We have an officer serving as
discipline and conduct.
Discipline and conduct, and one as the maritime advisor.
Okay.
In Haiti, right?
Okay.
And so the region is interrelated. And what we intend to do next, and we have been given approval to do, was to train members of the Haitian Coast Guard in the operation of their small boats. And we will be doing that here in New Providence. And that will start in November.
Moxey did not reveal how long the training would last, but he says by assisting the Haitian officers, it could aid in the fight against illegal migration.
We will train them how to operate. They have 4 offshore, not offshore, they're basically safe boats, like the ones that we acquired. And we will bring them to New Providence, give them training in engineering, give them training in boarding operation, give them training in arrest procedures. And they will live at our Coral Harbor base.
Okay.
And they will be trained at the Harbor Patrol Unit. And they will go back to Haiti, and hopefully they will assist with preventing their people from leaving Haiti, which will reduce the load on us eventually.
Still to come in Eyewitness News, some major moves for the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas. We've got the details on that coming up, but first, here's a check on tonight's weather forecast.
You work hard to provide for and protect the ones you love. However, life can present unexpected challenges. Who you call in times of need matters. Insurance Management is a Bahamian-owned company that has been serving our community for over 40 years, offering a wide range of coverage for all of your personal, professional, and commercial needs. When life happens, rest easy knowing that our skilled and experienced agents are there for you in your time of need, so that you can get back to what matters most. Insurance Management. Nobody does it better.
This year marks a milestone. The OWN Foundation is celebrating 10 years of impact, innovation, and inspiration. Join us for OWN Talks, September 12th at the Atlantis Resort, Paradise Island at 7 p.m. for a transformative experience under the theme, Activate. Taking the stage are world-renowned leaders and visionaries. Sebastian Bastian, visionary entrepreneur, philanthropist, and CEO of Island Luck and Weiss Technology Group. Barbara Corcoran, legendary real estate mogul, entrepreneur, investor, and star of Shark Tank. Vusi Tembekwayo, global business strategist, venture capitalist, and one of Africa's most influential thought leaders. Be part of this unforgettable evening as the OWN Foundation celebrates a decade of purpose and progress. And together, we activate the future.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. The Insurance Commission of the Bahamas taking steps to restructure and revitalize the country's insurance sector with the goal of expansion opportunities and driving the market's potential. Delano Roker has the details tonight.
The Insurance Commission is rolling out a comprehensive strategy to strengthen the local market, with one key focus on education and training. Superintendent of Insurance, Dana Monix-Gray, says a new partnership with the University of the Bahamas will help equip students with skills to push the industry forward.
So in 2024, we actually introduced the CIRP course, which is actually an innovation technology in insurance innovation course. Now, we are currently partnered with Bahamas Institute of Financial Services, but we do intend to actually have that level of collaboration in 2026 with the University of the Bahamas. And so this course is partnership with the Center of Alternative Financing with Cambridge, and so we intend to be able to bring this to a wider population. When we started last year, or earlier this year, we had only intended to have 30 members or 30 persons on that course. We ended up with 63, so that just shows the interest of persons in the insurance, and particularly in innovation.
She says the aim is to ensure Bahamians see insurance not just as an option, but as a first career choice.
Our goal is to ensure that not fall into insurance, particularly as we recognize that the insurance sector and field itself has a myriad of professionals, i.e. accountants, attorneys, compliance officers and professionals, actuarial scientists. And so with that, we're now going into the schools, primary schools, to sensitize into what insurance is, and also into the high schools where we're giving scholarships to persons that are interested in actuarial science so that we can cultivate the minds of insurance and ensure that this is an industry that grows beyond our time.
With growth potential in the sector still untapped, Minister of Economic Affairs Michael Alquita says the Commission's strategy is timely.
There are very, very lucrative career possibilities in the insurance sector. The Commissioner mentioned that they went from, I think it was 4 or 5 departments up to 14 departments, each specialized with a specialized role. And so all of those are opportunities for Bahamians. She spoke about the partnering with the University of Bahamas in supporting students who want to study actuarial science. Again, a very, very lucrative possibility, and not a lot of Bahamians currently involved, as I understand it. And so it's an opportunity for Bahamians to occupy that space.
Officials confirm the Insurance Commission is even considering a dedicated academy to train the next generation of professionals, an initiative they believe will give Bahamians the tools to thrive in a sector poised for growth. Delano Roker, Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Delano. Coming up, our Devontae Hanna has a check on sports. Good evening, Devontae.
Well, good evening, Janae. It's Friday. I got some good news. I got some bad news. I don't know which one you're going to get first, but you're going to find out right after this break.
The Royal Bahamas Police Force is one of the most unique professions because it allows you to work in almost every field.
For the police, I fly the unmanned aerial vehicles.
Because I always had an interest in forensic science.
The most interesting area that I would have been exposed to would have been the fire prevention section. It's so much you can pursue.
I get to serve my community and my people every day.
Log on to our webpage. There's information about the recruitment process and all of our various departments.
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods, taste the difference.
Eyewitness Sports is brought to you by 103.5 The Beat.
Welcome to Eyewitness Sports. I'm Devontae Hanna filling in for Laurentia Smith. Let's dive right into the action. Bahamian and Yankees second baseman Josh Chisholm Jr. left Thursday's 8-4 win over the Astros with bruises to both knees, but says he expects to be back in the lineup tonight when the Yankees open a key AL East series against Toronto. Now, Chisholm hurt his right knee in the second inning on a grounder by Ramon Urias, then banged the left knee on a frame later when he tagged out Jose Altuve on a stolen base attempt. He struck out in the fourth before being replaced by Jose Caballero. Now, after the game, Chisholm said he just wanted to make sure that there was no ligament damage and immediately started icing both knees.
The first one, I just landed on my knee kind of hard in the first play. I think it was in the second inning. From Urias, ground ball, I couldn't see it. So the ball got up on me kind of quick. So the umpire was kind of blocking my vision, so I couldn't really see it. So got down to a knee, banged my knee pretty hard. The second one, Altuve slid into second base and got me into the other knee. So I was just like, go get him checked, make sure.
Well, Chisholm is hitting .242 with 28 homers, 78 RBIs, and 26 stolen bases, chasing just the 430-30 season in Yankee history. He says he's hoping to return to play as early as tonight.
I had to check him, see if there were any ligament damages or anything like that, just to make sure they're good and no tears, no crazy stuff going on. But they're good. A little bit better, we've been icing them since I came out of the game, so. No, I feel like they're pretty good right now. I feel like tomorrow they're gonna feel a lot better. They're still kind of bruised right now. So, yeah.
Well, from the diamond to the court, NBA player Kai Jones is giving back to the community this weekend. Jones is set to host the One-Up Cup tournament, an event designed to showcase young Bahamian basketball talent, that is, and give aspiring players more opportunities to develop their skills. Jones's mother says his goal is to create a platform where the next generation can learn, compete, and gain exposure to higher levels of the game. The tournament is expected to draw dozens of players and plenty of fans, with Jones and his team hoping it becomes an annual fixture on the Bahamian sports calendar.
So we're bringing out the best of the best in ballers in junior high, and they're coming together. 32 young boys are coming together to compete in a tournament for the One-Up Cup title. And so essentially Kai's passion behind it is to have these young boys, gain exposure and experience in tournaments, and then at the end of it, leave with something tangible that they can use to help promote themselves for their future in basketball.
And there's something for everyone tomorrow at the Kendall J. Lysick Gymnasium. It all begins at 10 a.m. It's part of Jones's larger mission to inspire and support the growth of basketball here at home.
A three-point shoot-off that's open to the public as well as the participants, and we're encouraging our high school boys to come out because this tournament is for the junior high, and we have had a lot of interest from the high school boys, so we're hoping to put on something for them next year. But they're invited to come out and participate in the three-point competition. There is a prize for that competition. And then, we're going to have other little dance competitions and stuff going on. Just some fun activities, positive environment for the young people of the nation.
Well, that's a look at sports. Once again, I'm Devontae Hanna, but stay tuned. More news is right after this.
The Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training is on a mission to hire the best and brightest teachers to help shape our nation's future. During the first ever job fair for teachers hosted by the ministry in collaboration with the Department of Labor, Education Minister Glenys Hanna-Martin underscored the importance of inclusive and quality education for all students.
But when we say every child counts, we mean that. We mean that. If it's special needs, if it's a child in program, sure. Yeah. We don't give up on our children. We don't do it. We don't do it. So when you're in the classroom, those of you who will be successful, that's the expectation. That's the expectation, that the centerpiece of your effort and your energy are these children.
The ministry is also seeking specialized teachers as it expands its focus on career and technical education, ensuring that all students are job ready.
Coming out of our strategic goal planning, we came up with access, providing access, quality, holistic,
and ensuring that our students are globally competitive. So that means we must cater to the needs of all of our students. That include our technical students, those who are more hands-on. And so we are looking for officers who can assist us in that area. We have the Polytechnic School that will be established in September of this year, where there's specialized training for those students in the technical areas. So we need persons to fill that area.
We are looking for teachers. We are looking for the best and brightest that will add to our pool of teachers. And so we are hoping during this recruitment fair that we'll find quality teachers, as I stated earlier, the best and brightest teachers that will be able to fill the needs within our school.
Jonalie McIntosh for Ed Talk.
Crack the code and win $1 million. Crack the code and win $1 million.
7 numbers, $1 million. Every 3 days, a number is revealed. Act fast. Your million is waiting.
Crack that code, win $1 million clear.
Crack the code before the last lock clicks shut. Get ready to join the winner's circle only at islandluck.com.
Crack the code and win $1 million.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Friday coming up and Beyond the Headlines with Shanique Miller, an inside look at the Exuma project on Samson Key. She's got the details. That's coming up. And Beyond the Headlines, it starts right after this. That does it for us here at Eyewitness News. It's certainly been a pleasure having you in our company tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Janae Nawal saying good night and be safe, everyone.
We all know there are ways we can help. Your help can go even further. Be an everyday superhero. Donate to Hands for Hunger.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
So you want a space, but not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space? thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Tonight, the U.S. Embassy here in New Providence has been designated by the State Department to act as a processing hub for the visa applications of Haitians. This move, as the processing visas has stopped in the U.S. Embassy in Haiti. The very thought has sparked outrage among Bahamians, asking, did the government give consent, or is the country equipped to manage an influx? Many questions tonight. Also tonight, more revelations on the cockpit fight on a Bahamas Air aircraft. Wait until you hear just what happens while you are thousands of feet up in the air. That's right. Later this evening, the luxury, hospitality, opportunity. Those are just few words that describe the new $200 million Rosewood Resort in Exuma. Ground was broken yesterday, and Beyond the Headlines gives you full access. This is Week in Review Fridays on Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. Well, a procedural shift by the U.S. State Department has left Bahamians the nation over with questions and mounting anxiety tonight. The State Department has announced a major reorganization of immigration visa processing, particularly for Haitian nationals. This according to the State Department's website. Now, according to local politicians, this shift could have severe ramifications here in New Providence, and critics say it could make things worse for immigration authorities who are already burdened with illegal immigration. Jose Etienne fills us in, and then we come back and talk about it.
Has the government agreed to let in Haitians to interview for U.S. status? And if so, how many will be allowed in per year? How long will the Haitians be allowed to stay in the Bahamas while they await their U.S. status? And how will the government monitor these Haitians?
Former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis raising pressing questions that he says could have profound implications. It seemingly comes as a ripple effect after United States officials recently halted its consular assistance in Haiti as the nation's governance has been usurped by violent gangs. This as U.S. President Donald Trump has also made a decisive move in June to fully restrict residents' entry into the U.S. from Haiti.
This poses a serious problem as thousands of Haitians can come into our shores for visa and subsequently matriculate into society while we don't even know who are here.
Minnis's concerns ring in tandem with those on social media. One user noting that the move, quote, raises concerns about national security, border control, and potential implications for local communities, end quote. Another resident noting that, quote, I find it laughable that one country can dictate to our government to allow foreigners who come in our country to have their visas processed, end quote. Now, while that's being debated, Coalition of Independents leader Lincoln Bain says the Davis administration needs to take a page out of the U.S.'s book.
We should shut down our consular department, our embassy in Haiti. We should stop issuing visas for now because we don't know who's coming across the borders, because Haiti's government is dysfunctional and bad guys can come across.
So, of course, you see there former Prime Minister Dr. Minnis really with just the questions that many of you have this evening. I spoke yesterday with Prime Minister Davis in Exuma, and he says the government made no agreement. The government is, in fact, forming an official position. Now, yesterday he made a statement, but that is to be followed by a more concretive statement any day now. The Prime Minister is out of the country, but they are on this matter because I reached out to the Office of the
the Prime Minister as well today, just to get an update on when that statement is coming, because as I said, many Bahamians want to hear from the nation's leader on exactly what our position will be. We know that the U.S. Embassy in Haiti has been closed now because of all of the violence happening. Lincoln Bain says maybe we should follow suit. Good point. But the thing is, you know, when this begins, and I think the discussion initially happened about 7 months ago, no agreement is in place and has been made or reached. But then I keep hearing November 1st as when it will officially start. And so many people have many questions, rightly so, because when it comes to immigration, we know that monitoring is a question, length of stay is a question, address and finding these people, all legitimate questions. And so there we start this evening. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines, our contributors, Leslie Miller and Garth Rosborough. Gentlemen, good evening to you. I know both of you have been paying attention to this story since it really broke yesterday. You've been hearing many people from social media to various talk shows to newspaper headlines really zeroing in on this issue.
Good evening, Shanique. Good evening, Bahamas.
Good night to everyone. What a night it is. Beautiful and cool. Shanique Miller, yeah, we've been hearing some, disgruntled individuals on the ground. I've listened to one or two other comments from other sources. And there is much confusion as to how this all works. Just recently on this particular platform, Beyond the Headlines, we have heard the numerous complaints of people saying how many hundreds or thousands of people from Haiti are filling our airport, coming through immigration, and no one knows where they disappeared to. With this adding to that, in my mind, Shanique Miller, I'm trying to really ascertain and figure out what is the difference between coming here, as you're now doing previously, and coming here for the purpose of a visa. What purpose brings them here without even coming for a visa?
Yeah.
I don't draw a
That's the
line in
question.
between.
Yeah.
This is why, for me, this whole argument or conversation is extremely mute, because it's still coming anyhow. It almost seems as if we just need to really seriously take control of our immigration department in this country. And I think that is where the strength needs to lie, Shanique Miller.
I'm wondering now if I'm living in the same country. I just got back from the U.S. And this morning I saw in the newspapers that the government has made a decision that they will not allow Haitians to come here to get visas to go to the United States of America. Mm-hmm. And the government policy or their proposal so far is that if you shut down the consul in Haiti and they can't go online through Miami and elsewhere, why should they be allowed here? Why should Bahamas be the dumping ground for persons coming here, saying that they come in to get U.S. visas? Thus, between Haiti and the United States of America, the Bahamas government has nothing to do whatsoever with what takes place between those two parties as far as them having accessibility to gain a foothold into the United States of America by getting a visa from any country in the world, especially the Bahamas, because we are all aware of the situation that is happening in our country today. We know that the majority of Haitians are going to be exported, are going to be removed from the mainland of the United States. Most of them are going to try to head to the Bahamas. The Bahamas has been helping Haiti now for over 100 years. We cannot take the load anymore. What else is there to say? That's between them and the U.S. It has nothing to do with the Bahamas.
I agree, gentlemen. And while we are thinking of just visas, we must understand, too, that a green card is a visa. And so that is a longer process. So again, how long will these people be allowed to stay? Will there be a monitoring process? Did the Bahamas, in its talks with the United States, because you would hope that there were discussions, right, between the U.S. Secretary of State and the Bahamas government. And so will the Bahamas be aided any, whether it's additional manpower, whether it's money to help facilitate this, whether it is expert equipment that we perhaps don't have access to. After all, we all agree our immigration department is burdened and saddled already with trying to man these porous borders that we have. So what will the U.S. give other than saying, hey, go Shirley Street, apply for your visas or your green cards or your citizenship, whatever it is, and then just lay low in the Bahamas? What is it exactly?
Well, Shanique, excuse me, with the greatest respect, why are we passing on the fact that the government in the papers this morning
The government did.
Said that they will not allow it.
The reason
Why can't we stop at that point and clarify that first?
Well,
are
Leslie,
they going to be allowed?
we are waiting for that, Leslie. The Prime Minister did say just that yesterday.
Yes.
While we were in Exuma, you heard me talk about what's to come later in the show.
Yes.
Well, we took the opportunity to speak with him then on that matter. Of course, again, they want to officially establish a position, and we are waiting for that official word.
My question is the newspaper's report this morning true or false?
There's nothing false about it. I'm telling you, the Prime Minister said that.
He said
but he wants to officially
so that is the government stated policy
speak to
as
the
of this
Bahamian
time.
people. Yes.
The Bahamas has to understand that the United States of America is operating from a point of strength.
Exactly.
This is who they are.
Exactly.
They are first world. They are an extremely powerful country.
Yes.
They are giving an international responsibility to allow people of a third world or a developing nation to have access to visas. That same extension has been given also to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. So you have to be careful how you speak, how you stand before America,
Absolutely.
before you yourself is found wanting. You are not in a strong position at this particular time.
No.
Our Prime Minister this time is going to have a very strenuous task of actually trying to navigate through this situation. Yes, there's a fair factor for us. Ask yourself this one question. When was the last time that you know that America is giving you such a large gift or sum of money to assist in anything? Your stadium is from China. Your hospital money is coming from China. All these things come from China. Where's America in all of this? They built a huge embassy here. You think they built it for nothing? They built it for a purpose. And the purpose is to keep you away from them at all costs. And for those of us who are fortunate enough to make it through their borders, yippee. The rest of you, you stay in your basin, and like one president said, in your toilet bowl nation.
But don't also dismiss the fact that the all-important pre-clearance, huh? And so this has to be gingerly approached and thought of, and our position established. Not that we must not stand on the fact that we are a sovereign nation, but then we understand the world also works like this. And so therefore, I guess we cannot be too hard and fast on any one way, but there must be rules. There must be negotiation to say, listen, when I do this, you must do this.
Yes.
You know, the facts are there with all small countries around the world.
That's correct.
With the United States being so close. The United States foreign policy is very simple. We either dictate or we eliminate.
Exactly.
Make up your mind.
That's
exactly.
But I do stand with
with
the one leader that says, maybe we need to take a look at our own situation in Haiti and possibly follow suit. I think that was also a good point.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't pay much attention to nobody who never been to Parliament. For Christ's sake, man.
But thank you, Shanique Miller. That was something to actually witness in terms of our political immigration history right now. We are up in the air, but we look for a quick resolve.
Bahamas are very upset, and should be.
Yeah.
I'm frightened about what our country could look like.
Yes.
If we open these borders any more than we have opened them in the past.
Yeah. Yes. When I'll tell you this, and what I applaud this Prime Minister for, he's gone silent since then. But I remember at the Summit of the Americas, sometime last year maybe, or even the year before, when he stated emphatically that the Bahamas can absorb no more. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We can absorb no more because it affects our GDP, our quality of life, the fact that we are burdened and overwhelmed with already illegal immigration. And so therefore, what more you all want us to accept, particularly when you're just standing on the outside dictating and saying what we must do and nothing more.
Mm-hmm. And America themselves, they're cleansing themselves of all immigrants, and so we're trying to do the same thing.
Absolutely, and the United States is right to stand. Let's not fault the United States. For decades they have allowed any and everybody in, and it impacted them hugely.
Yes.
But not to the detriment of another country,
of our small nation.
Must you say, you all deal with that, eh?
But in tandem with the views expressed, shouldn't it now be mandatory, or shouldn't the government now have accepted the fact to put a moratorium on citizenship and persons from Haiti?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Citizenship, work permit, residency, yes.
Get real.
Yes.
Is it ever going to happen?
Is it?
It needs to happen.
Huh?
Is it, Leslie? As you sat in Parliament and in Cabinet before, is it going to happen? Will it ever happen?
I hope it happens. Something got to happen because, listen, I wouldn't want my great-grandchildren to be displaced in their own country. And Bahamians yet unborn. All Bahamians have a right, those yet unborn, to be here and have a country that belongs to them. See, listen, there's no hate for Haitians, Let's get that straight.
We just do not want to be displaced.
They have 9.5 million people. We got less than $500,000.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We can't take the strain anymore.
We cannot
give us
take,
a break.
we cannot take any more.
That's
And
all
I'll
we're
tell you
saying.
this. I believe,
Please
as I
give us a
said,
break.
I spoke with the Office of the Prime Minister earlier today, and I firmly believe a statement and a position is forthcoming that will please many Bahamians. Now, I put it here as just taking the liberty of a talk show host, that it obviously has to be a measured one because we understand the United States and the way they operate. However, though, it has to be a position that shows us as a sovereign, independent nation, we can bear no more. We can bear no more. Even if you send us several $1 million a year, we can bear this Bahamas can bear no more.
The size of our country is too small.
Yeah. Absolutely. Meanwhile, gentlemen, listen to this. You all, and I, Leslie, you returned to Bahamas Air, was it?
Yes, I did.
Bahamas
Air.
Air.
The only airline I traveled, Bahamas Air.
Bahamas Air. We all trust it. We all love Bahamas Air. We
world.
say Bahamas Air
Safest
has
airline.
say, you sure about that?
Yes, ma'am.
Here's what happens in the cockpit.
Safest in the world.
Bahamas Air is launching an investigation into a reported fight in the cockpit between two pilots. The airline is also removing a crew from active duty following voice notes allegedly recorded by a Bahamas Air pilot. I mean, they're just playing games all around the Bahamas in the plane. Listen, in a supervisory role, which raised new questions about cockpit practices at the national flag carrier. In the recordings now circulating, the pilot accuses first officers of using cell phones. Listen, Leslie, listen to the airline, yes. During flights and moving about the cockpit without notifying the captain. The same pilot was reportedly disciplined in the past for running a slack operation. You know, Bahamians and managers, they are afraid to address certain staff, but it happens in the air as well, including using an electronic cigarette while on duty in the air, flying at thousands of feet above. When contacted by Eyewitness News, Bahamas Air officials declined to make a comment on the voice notes, but did point to an incident over the weekend. In a statement, the airline confirmed that the event forced the grounding of an aircraft, but insisted safety was never at risk. Officials say the crew was replaced before departure. The leak voice notes, coupled with the weekend dispute, have intensified scrutiny on cockpit culture at Bahamas Air. Industry officials are now calling for closer oversight, though aviation regulators have so far declined to comment. Do we have this SOT, Justin?
I get kangaroo court for vaping. I get kangaroo court for, running a slack operation, and I don't like it. With all due respect, maybe not for the people who I feel confident in open their mouth, but with all due respect, privileges stop. Please, there will be no cell phones in my cockpit. You might as well leave that home. You can use your cell phone. It ain't gonna be in my cockpit. You can go in the cabin and use that. Everything that you touch, and I mean everything that you touch, you will let me know.
Bahamas Air, give that pilot right there, that captain, whatever he is, give him, that's the pilot. Give him an increase in salary now, because what in the dollhouse is going on Bahamas Air, where these dudes smoking, vaping, on their phones, on TikTok, and supposed to be flying the plane. You all quickly, one second each.
Well, let's see, that's your favorite airline. Go ahead, Les.
I love Bahamas Air. Traveled on it all my life. I am shocked and saddened that such despicable act and slackness could go on with our national flag carrier. And I trust that those responsible, the chairman and the committee, and the general manager has a responsibility to the Bahamian people, to the flying public, all of our guests and everyone else, that those who are responsible must be removed.
And the captain is...
lives at stake.
The captain has a total responsibility for that aircraft.
Lives at stake.
He is in authority. If he speaks to the first officer or to the co-captain,
get those jive turkeys out of the plane.
Listen,
sound like mongrels, man.
Yeah, you just go ahead and ground the plane. You don't fly, because if he cannot be in control, then no one flies. And I agree with him.
Excellent, guys. Bahamas Air, I'll tell you this, that no comment ain't gonna fly with us. No pun intended.
You know what I mean?
We want to hear from you all. This
That's
no, but we fly with them.
Yeah, that's our airline.
Speak to the Bahamian people. Don't play around. Be coming back at this next week. Listen, don't go anywhere, because when you come back, you are in for a super treat. Yesterday, Beyond the Headlines was in the Exumas on Samsung Key, where ground was broken for the $200 million Rosewood Resort at Exuma. It's stunning, really, really beautiful and awesome. Also, look at the new airport that's being built at Black Point, Exuma. Amazing things happening. Stay close. Beyond the Headlines is back right after this.
It's me.
Wednesday Addams. Your life just took a dark turn. I regret to inform you that I have devised the meal of misfortune with Wendy's. It's pure torture for your taste buds, with 4 nightmares dips of dread. Don't waste my time asking which ones you'll get. You must surrender to your fate. Enjoy the anguish.
Crack the code and win $1 million. Crack the code and win $1 million.
7 numbers, $1 million. Every 3 days, a number is revealed. Act fast. Your million is waiting.
Crack that code, win $1 million clear.
Crack the code before the last lock clicks shut. Get ready to join the winner's circle only at islandluck.com.
Crack the code and win $1 million.
This year marks a milestone. The OWN Foundation is celebrating 10 years of impact, innovation, and inspiration. Join us for OWN Talks, September 12th at the Atlantis Resort, Paradise Island at 7 p.m. for a transformative experience under the theme, Activate. Taking the stage are world-renowned leaders and visionaries. Sebastian Bastian, visionary entrepreneur, philanthropist, and CEO of Island Luck and Weiss Technology Group. Barbara Corcoran, legendary real estate mogul, entrepreneur, investor, and star of Shark Tank. Vusi Tembekwayo, global business strategist, venture capitalist, and one of Africa's most influential thought leaders. Be part of this unforgettable evening as the OWN Foundation celebrates a decade of purpose and progress. And together, we activate the future.
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. I'm here in Samsung Key in the Exumas, where the groundbreaking ceremony took place a short while ago for the $200 million Rosewood Exuma Resort. You all know this resort has been in the headlines for quite some time, with a lot of pushback against it. But today, it got the official nod of approval from Prime Minister Davis, who too attended the groundbreaking ceremony. He was, of course, accompanied by Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Chester Cooper, and a number of other authorities. Also in attendance, Rosewood executives from the international brand and the CEO of the Integra Group and CEO of Rosewood Exuma, Felipe McLean. I am happy to sit with Mr. McLean right now and share with him what Rosewood Exuma intends to do, not just here at the resort, but also for the surrounding communities here in the Keys. I'm happy to welcome CEO of the Integra Group and, of course, of the Rosewood Resort here in Exuma, Felipe McLean. Hello to you and welcome to Beyond the Headlines. It's wonderful to have you here.
Thank you very much. Very happy to be here. Thank you to be present on this pivotal moment of this project, which is the groundbreak. We're very excited about it. We're looking forward to the next years to come. And today was, one of the main milestones that we were waiting for the last 4 years. This journey started 4 years ago, and today it comes into fruition. And we get the get-go from the government and the local community to go ahead and move forward with this amazing project that, even though, as I said it before, even though it's low density, it's going to have a high impact to the community. This project is all about progress for Exuma, creating jobs, creating opportunities, creating a future for the kids. And we are very proud of it. As I told you before, this project is commanding the highest standards.
Yes.
We are with Rosewood together on this, and I can assure you that this project is going to have the highest standards, not only on the operational side, but also on the environmental, on the sustainability efforts,
In
and on
fact, you've-
everything that we're doing.
Yeah, you have taken steps to ensure that you just don't meet requirements in the Bahamas in terms of environmental standards, but also internationally, just to ensure that you do not destroy, that you do not bring harm to any of the very tender environment, I guess, landscape that makes up the Exumas, and this key in particular.
Correct. It's all about preserving the beauty of these islands. That's what is going to make this project a success. The requirements are already, strict here in the Bahamas, and we're going beyond. We are on track to get a LEED certification, which is a global certification that commands the highest standards for environmental and sustainability efforts. We are on track to receive Fitwel certification as well. And we're working with the best consultants locally, but also globally, bringing innovation, bringing new technologies, all the way from the construction to the creation of energy. We're gonna work with liquid natural gas for the island, which is cleaner energies.
Yes.
And we're doing everything that we can to go beyond in all of our environmental and sustainability efforts.
Now, today, during the groundbreaking ceremony, you got maybe the best gift there is. The Prime Minister adamantly and very clearly stated that he is in support of this resort, of the fact that you've met all the various standards and went through rigorous, I guess, inspections and to ensure that Rosewood meets what is been set by the Department of Environmental Planning, and so many other layers that you went through. He said,
"This is truly a wonderful occasion. I made it a point to be here today because I want everyone to know. I want the world to know. I want the detractors to know that I, Brave Davis, support this venture."
what does that mean, given all the detractors and everything that was said, the anti-campaigns to try and prevent this from happening today?
Well, that means a lot, right? Coming from Prime Minister Davis, but he says that because he knows the project, he knows the brand, he knows what Rosewood is all about, he knows what we are all about, and he knows that we're doing something truly special. He knows that he's an advocate for the environment, and he knows that the brand that has most recognition globally for environmental efforts is Rosewood. So this is the perfect match. He understands it. And that's the reason he's embracing it, and he understands what the economic impact is going to be and what's going to be the impact for the kids, what's going to be the future for the kids. So he's really excited about the project. He embraces it, he supports it, but because he understands the project, we went through a rigorous process with DEP. It took us 4 years to be here, and this is something that was not done overnight. This is something that has been planned meticulously. And that's the reason that we have the support from the government of a project that is going to be truly transformational for the Bahamas and the Exumas.
Even entering the airport at Black Point, the residents there talked about how you have just stepped in and become like a big brother for the community. Explain that relationship, and what do you hope Rosewood further does to enhance quality of life, to bring about change economically, and just mushrooming in terms of maybe business ownership as well?
Well, that relationship has already, 4 years in the making. I know most of the community in Black Point. We're friends, truly friends. It's an authentic relationship. We've been working with the school there, helping them out. We've been working with the clinic. We've been working with the kids. we've been present, right? This is something authentic and that has not happened overnight. This is something that it has been happening for the last 4 years, but because we believe that we need them and they need us for a brighter future. So this is a project, that is done with the community, with the government, and you have to embrace that to make a successful project. We are embracing the community. We know the community. We understand their needs, and they see a big future with our project. So they're very excited about it, and we are excited to work together for the next years to come.
Residents of other keys outside, other than Black Point, are super excited as well, seeing this as something that is absolutely just what else the keys need. Particularly the keys, which the mainland has had its fair share or has its fair share of investment, but the keys have been sort of just left to kind of do their own thing. Residents and Staniel Key told us here on Beyond the Headlines how this means so much for them. Let's talk about how, again, this mushrooming effect that is already taking place.
Absolutely. It's not only Black Point, it's not only Staniel Key, Farmers Key, Compass Key. I mean, this project is going to have a tremendous impact on all of the Exuma Keys, right? With the expansion of the Black Point Airport, this destination is truly going to change. It's gonna have a tremendous impact on the services, on the businesses that are around here. I'll give you the example that 1 year ago, 2 years ago, there were no ATMs on these keys. Mm-hmm. Now, with our projects coming in, we improved that. We improved the bank services. Now you start seeing more services being provided, better facilities, better infrastructure, and that's what a project like ours does, right? And that's gonna only improve in the next years. And I see, a bright future for all of these keys in the years to come.
You're already impacting public infrastructure like the airport at Black Point. Expansion is happening there, no doubt. Increased airlift as a result of what you're doing here on Samson Key. Well, let's talk about direct employment and what will that look like for residents of the Keys and coming really from anywhere.
Correct. So basically on the project, we're going to have a staff village, top in class, with entertainment, with proper facilities, with a church, with a supermarket, with different amenities for our staff that is going to be able to house about 150 to 200 employees. So we are investing a lot of money for our staff village to bring the best talent. Mm-hmm. And to that best talent, we want to provide them with the right infrastructure. We want to provide them with everything that they need to be able to live here in the Exumas, work in the Exumas, and be with their families here in Exumas. So that's something that it makes us very proud, and that's something very unique about our project. So I think that that's the soul of our project, or the staff village that we're creating with Rosewood Exuma.
Yeah, sounds really awesome. And another thing that's been happening, not just Exuma, but almost every family island, the residents have, once they graduated high school, oftentimes left the island to go seek opportunities elsewhere. Talk about the fact that those who desire, and perhaps even those who didn't think about it before now, can actually stay in Exuma and have meaningful, not just employment, but a career, something that is rewarding and fulfilling through Rosewood and the Integra Group.
That's something that our project is going to be able to deliver because of the quality of the project, because of the impact that this project is going to have, not only locally but globally. We're gonna get, as we command the highest standards, we are also gonna be able to get the best of the best clientele that pays the highest price, right? And with the highest price, then they demand a certain level of service. And when you receive that type of clientele, you're able to have the best employees and to have an operation that has not been seen in the Caribbean.
Rain is often seen as a source of blessings in many cultures, faiths, and even in nature itself. And so, if the skies choose to bless us with rain today, we will welcome it as a symbol of growth and prosperity. Just as this project will bring new life, opportunity, and community to the Exumas. May every drop remind us that what we begin here is not only about building structures, but about nurturing a vision rooted in nature, in people, and in the spirit of these islands. So today, as we break ground, we also break new ground for what is possible when vision, community, and responsible development come together. Thank you all for being part of this historic journey. Now we are entering into a new phase where excitement is high, expectations are set, and where execution is critical.
I spoke with representatives from Rosewood. They're excited about what Rosewood Exuma would look like. They mentioned that each Rosewood, including in Nassau, has like a different flavor and personality. So does Hawaii and anywhere else. Tell us about what Exuma Rosewood is going to look like.
So some of the DNA of Rosewood is to keep the sense of place on each of their hotels. So the goal for Rosewood Exuma is to keep that sense of place of the Exuma Keys, to embrace the culture, the heritage, the architecture, the landscape. So it's gonna be very unique, and I think that we have the opportunity here in the Exuma to do something really, really special. But the most important thing is to keep that DNA of the sense of place of the Exuma Keys.
Speaking of the DNA, how careful is Rosewood and you, you've come in the last 4 years to have meaningful relationships here in Exuma and the various keys? How careful are you to also observe the culture and maybe intertwine some of that into what Rosewood Exuma will offer? Each island has its own flavor and rhythm. How careful are you to sort of include Exuma's rhythm?
It's essential. So let me tell you, we already started to open up opportunities for small businesses to start servicing or to start applying to service the staff village. We are going to have restaurants there. So those are going to be operated by locals. We're going to have different facilities that are going to be operated by locals. So that is going to allow local businesses to be within our project. That I think that's very, very special, and we're looking forward to that.
And finally, before we wrap this segment, years from now, when people think about the Integra Group and Rosewood Exuma, what do you hope that they say about what Felipe McLean did and what he came and made happen here?
So I hope that in 3 years and in the future, we go back and realize that we knew that this was going to be hard. We knew that this was going to take some time, but when you're doing something so special like this project, you have to really be resilient, don't give up, and believe in the vision. And that's what we're doing. We believe in a vision where there's progress for the Exuma Keys, where there's a bright future for the kids, and we look forward to that. I'm gonna look back in 3-4 years, and I'm gonna see a magnificent airport in Black Point that is international. I'm gonna see a ferry terminal that is bringing all of these great guests to Rosewood Exuma with 200 employees, with a beautiful staff village that allowed people to come back and Exumans to come back to the Bahamas and be able to stay here. And we're gonna be sitting maybe here and realizing that everything was worth it.
Yeah,
and I'm on this fight. I'm gonna continue on this fight to make this happen, and nothing is gonna stop us.
That's something that's admirable about you. That we also talked about here on this trip. Really, really, really awesome. A beautiful island. How big is Samsunki?
145 acres.
Really stunning. What's set to take place and take shape here on this island. And we're happy to share some of that with you, also with the CEO of Rosewood Exuma, Felipe McLean. Beyond the Headlines is back after this, and when we come back, we're going to take you into that groundbreaking ceremony, as well as hear from some of the excited residents here on the Exuma Keys about Rosewood Exuma. We're back right after this.
We have to be mindful that as much as we want touristic development, what impacts the fishery? Over-coastal development, destruction of mangroves, overzealousness of the industry. We have a new movement called do-it-yourself fishing. That is anglers who come to the Bahamas, they don't engage in hiring a guide. Because of this approach, you are going to have people who are going to exhaust the resources.
This is an industry that's preserved. It should be for Bahamian guides only. We have the DIYs coming in here and they're destroying our flats.
We try not to overfish certain areas, so we'll fish a certain area and we'll back off for a while because we don't want the fish to feel too much pressure.
It's not just using the buzzwords of the environment and the ecology. The tourists can be educated that the more you support local ownership, people are doing it obviously the right way, the more the economic circulation in the communities.
I think the most critical thing is accountability, and that accountability by way of legislation, both the act and regulations to govern fly fishing in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
I look at conservation efforts and the regulation that I've seen to protect the industry that's in the developed world. All of those jurisdictions have implemented strong regulation to protect their fisheries. We are way behind, but we do have a movement and a consciousness. We know where we need to be. Those are our resources, and we have to make an exerted effort to protect it because that's the only gift that we have been given. And if we don't protect that, then we lose everything.
Building the lodge, I understood clearly the mission to continue what my father started. From this lodge, it has served as the headquarters. We finally got legislation passed in 2016, and it legitimized the guiding profession. We pushed to get the program established into BAMSI in the training of the next generation of guides, but it extends way beyond that.
We need more Bahamians in the industry who are doing the research to provide the information to the industry, that is to fishermen and to everybody who benefits from the resources.
We don't know the resources in this country. We grew up just hearing about sun, sand, and sea.
It is going to be through education and awareness, whether it's within our schools, whether it's in our communities, to conserve the environment, that is going to sustain the fly fishing industry.
Well, the future of fly fishing in the company, I think fly fishing is a very, very unique spot. I think it's going to get better because the guides are now being all certified. They're all getting proper knowledge of handling and how to run the whole system.
If you're a youngster and you want to get into this, it's a job like any other job. You got to live it. You got to love it.
Young entrepreneurs coming in, you want that kind of interest. You want that kind of drive and desire. You want to carry that. You want to become the product.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back to Samsung Key. Here on Beyond the Headlines, I'm featuring in tonight's show a very special and detailed look at the new $200 million Rosewood Exuma Resort. Now, ground was just broken for this resort. The resort went through a whole lot of bumps and sort of delays, and you saw the pushback out there in the media, but Felipe McLean, the CEO of the Integra Group and of course CEO of the Rosewood Exuma Resort, just pressed on and stayed focused. In fact, so focused did he stay that today is a super special day for him here as the Prime Minister, the Deputy Prime Minister, and Minister of Tourism, a number of cabinet ministers, Rosewood International, they all were here, as well as the residents of Exuma, to celebrate this wonderful achievement. Felipe, I just will go back to saying, obviously, a wonderful moment for you, who you continue just to stay focused in these last 4 years, regardless of all the pushback and some of the contrived stuff. But you stayed focused and worked all that just much more harder.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, very excited. That's what the community has told me. Stay focused. We're behind you. We need this project. There's gonna be people that are afraid of change. That happens when you're doing great things. But we stayed focused. We stayed, on our mission, and what we're doing is great. The community knows that. The government knows that, and we know it. We're doing a project that is meticulously planned, as I said before. It's commanding the highest standards. We're working with the best brands in the world. And when you have all of those variables, the only way of doing it is the right way.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing with Rosewood.
I can talk about the Save Exuma Alliance, but I think today doesn't beg that. Today is a day of celebration. After all, the Prime Minister gave his official stamp of approval on this resort and was very happy because of what it represents for the residents, for the country, for the tourism product, which we will talk about in just a second. But let's just talk about beyond job creation. What other ways is, and I've seen it, you all have seen the interviews before on Beyond the Headlines with Felipe, and how he's really endeared himself to the people of whether it's Black Point or Staniel Key, Farmers Key. But let's just sort of go over some of the things that you have done and you continue to do with residents on the various keys.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we understand the importance of the community. We started from day one getting involved with the community, working with them, helping the schools, helping the parks, helping the kids, give them, the basic things that they need, because we understand how essential they are for this project. That's the reason that we're doing a unique staff village. We're gonna house all of our workers, and we wanna give them the best infrastructure. And we believe that the community is first. We are working with the community. As the regatta team, they are like our silent partner on this project. And we're very excited with it. Today you saw all of the community members that came to support this project, not only from Black Point, Staniel, Compass, farmers. Everybody has the right of a brighter future.
Yeah.
Everybody has the right in believing responsible progress, and that's what we're doing with Rosewood Exuma.
How do you suppose the Rosewood, which is its own excellent brand that has a reputation that's global and respected, will help to elevate this luxury tourism brand, though, here in the Bahamas, and help to sort of further identify us as a luxury destination?
Well, when we decided to go with Rosewood, we took three main items into consideration. First, they already know the Bahamas. Two, this is a brand that their ethos is the sense of place. And we believe that keeping that sense of place in a project in the Exuma Keys was critical, so we're doing that. And they command the highest standards for all of the environmental efforts. Not only I say that, the certifications, the prices that they receive globally say that, right? Rosewood is one of the most recognized brands for all of their environmental efforts. So we believe that those three aspects were critical for this project, and that's the reason that we chose to work with them. And we're very proud and happy that we made that decision.
Ground has been broken. Of course, we all witnessed that. What now in terms of the timeline for hiring and for I guess construction to begin, that kind of thing?
So we already have some equipment here. We have more equipment arriving. In the next 30 days, the idea is to start the hiring process and ready to go. Ready to go. We need to open in 2028. Everybody's excited, and we can't wait to start this process.
Now, of course, the initial argument started because I think there will be two resorts sort of very in proximity to each other. Do you think that they can coexist?
I mean, everywhere in the world there's neighbors, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, this is not the first destination that has a neighbor. I think that both projects are not comparable, but they can coexist. Why not? I mean, I'm not going to opine on designs on how that project is being done, because that's not something that I can that I am the one to opine, right? What we focus is to follow all of the regulations by DEP. What we focus is to command the highest standards for our project, and that's what we're doing. And that's our focus, and that's our vision, and we're executing on that.
And lastly, you were very, very, very careful today to include the students and the kids of Black Point. They were here dressed in uniform, smiling. I watched them intently as the ceremony was going on. Very, very happy, applauding where necessary and smiling. It's all about that, huh? The future
Absolutely.
and so
You
on.
know, I'm a father of 4, so I know how important are the kids, and I embrace family. And at the end of the day, I believe that this project is for them, right? This is a project that is going to change their lives, and that's what's going to make me the proudest. So very proud to have them here with us, receiving the Prime Minister, being part of this moment that is going to be in history, right? Because we're making history here, and they were part of it, and they are an essential part of the project. So yes, I think that that's something that really makes me proud, and we're going to keep working with them, keep making sure that they have everything that they need to have success with us on this project.
Thank you very much for speaking with us here on Beyond the Headlines, and
Thank you,
congratulations once
Shanika.
again.
Great to have you here, and looking forward for the next years to come.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you very much. And it's really so good that this project has been given the green light. Felipe McLean, as you heard him say, he stuck with it for 4 long years, a number of adversities, but he kept going. Exuma residents are extremely happy because of that.
You know, like I said, God has really blessed us. And I thank God for Rosewood. I thank God for, you know, those businesses or businessmen who would at least invest in our men and women. You know, I've been working for 38 years. And I'm like, okay, these jobs are coming along. Maybe after I retire, I will be on the job as well. You know, so the Bible says unity is strength. And so I believe in unity as a leader, as a pastor. I believe in unity. Together we stand, divided we fall. And so I don't want to see the pulling horn, because all of us, you know, are one. I don't care. You know, like I say, people look at maybe party colors and everything, but no, all of us are one. You know, at the end of the day, we are all Bahamians. So for this project coming on stream and being able to employ all these, employees, it just will be a blessing to the island of Black Point, not only Black Point, but the surrounding keys. And then you'll find that people will come from not only Farmers Key, Staniel Key, Black Point, they will come from the mainland and different islands, because like I say, we are all one.
We're excited. We're just waiting to see how Rosewood will be getting everybody back to work in the Exuma Keys, and we needed it. It means a lot because sometimes it gets really slow in the keys here, and we really need the work. And instead of sitting around and hanging out doing nothing, this will be a time where we can just use our time and working once Rosewood get on the go.
Actually, I'm not really a resident. I'm back and forth. I am doing some work here. And for me, it's like home. And I would like to see it improve. And I think this project will be an improvement for this island. It will help to bring in finance for, I might even get a part of it. And it will be a good thing for me. And maybe I'll probably become a resident here, because of what's happening there.
It's a good project. It can benefit everyone. The locals need it. During the off season, a lot of the places closed, so it will benefit a lot of them. It will also bring business to the locals here on the island. We have a lot of stuff. We have bars, restaurant, we have laundromats, we have grocery stores, so it can bring a lot of customers here to the island now. Students who are graduating out of high school, they want to go off to do probably a lot of stuff, so they can come back, because it's going to be a project that can help everyone with a job. So people who want to move back home, they can, apply to Rosewood and say, okay, I'm doing this. I'm a project manager at Rosewood. I'm an engineer at Rosewood. I'm a pilot for the Rosewood Gas, so it's a lot.
Here at Samsung Key, in the Exumas, I'm Shanique Miller, and on behalf of my entire team here on Beyond the Headlines, thank you so much for joining us. Make it a great weekend, everyone.
The Verizon Media Group, home of ILTV, Paramount Systems Limited, Eyewitness News, and Beyond the Headlines.